Metal Gear Solid 5's Platinum Trophy almost made me create a new PSN account. It pushed my grinding levels to its limits. This Platinum took me 6 years and 1 month to get. Of course, not continuously. I have a life, you know. My Platinum number 107, and the main reason I now have PTSD every time I hear the word grind. Actually, scratch that. I have PTSD with anything that involves grind. Pasfaruski once again didn't upload the save file. I swear to God, sometimes I feel like dedicating the rest of my life to creating a time machine just so I can go back and slap my past self. Anyway, I think having to start the game from scratch had a massive influence on why this game became so tedious to platinum. Don't get me wrong, this is a very good game. I did find it really fun going through the story again and approaching the missions in so many different ways. But like GTA 5, the endgame grind fucked me harder than Courtney Cox's hairdresser in Scream 3. I did pop about half the trophies back in 2016. I needed to finish all missions with an S rank, complete all the mission tasks, find the collectibles, and there are a few miscellaneous trophies to get as well. Naturally, I started by starting a new game, created a beautiful face that had absolutely no significance at all, and off I went on my adventure. I just cruised through the missions while doing the side missions as well as anything else that was available to do. I basically started the grind early on to save me time in the future. I got a dog, abducted a few people, including a half-naked woman. Abducted animals. I pretty much abducted anything that moved. Scratch that. I even abducted things that didn't move. I may have a problem. Watched my dog grow up, met Freddy Krueger's albino cousin, spied on the half-naked woman while she showered, saved some kids, smoked some weed, got robbed by some kids, probably because I was high, spread ashes all over my face to give homage to Kratos, and at the end of the story, you didn't think I was going to spoil the story for you, did you? We don't do that here. And while doing all this, I reached 150,000 hero points and popped the hero trophy, which I totally forgot to record. Raised all my units to level 50 for the army trophy, completed a mission with a staff member for the apprentice trophy, played an FOB mission for the intruder trophy, constructed all available platforms in mother base for the architect trophy, developed a nuke for the deterrence trophy, and then disposed of it for the disarmament trophy, extracted all wild animal species for the conservation trophy, and finally completed all key dispatch missions for the deployment trophy. From this point on, the burn became very, very real. I had to repeat all the missions multiple times and do all the side ops missions, which for the most part are very repetitive. This was the point where I really considered creating a new account. I even spoke to other people about creating a new account, and the only reason I didn't is because I can't use Guy Faruski in a new account. That's it. That's the only reason why. Eventually, I completed all 57 side ops missions to pop the Achieve trophy, and then shortly after, I popped the Locked and Loaded trophy for developing over 300 development items. Now, by this point, I had already spent a stupid amount of hours on Metal Gear Solid 5, and just like the time I watched Blood of Zeus, I just wanted it to end. But I still needed all the S ranks and mission objectives to do. So I repeated the missions as many times as I needed to. This felt worse than the time I went to B&Q and asked for a long wait because my new boss asked me to. Especially when I got to certain objectives that made me listen to every enemy conversation in areas filled with soldiers that possessed the Byakugan, while at the same time following NPCs that walk slower than a 90-year-old driver on a motorway. And by this point, I felt more burnt out than my wife must have been after 6 months of hearing me consistently tell her every single day that I platinum Devil May Cry 5. I ended up having to take regular breaks and limit myself to playing it for a short amount of time to avoid dying of boredom. And throughout all this, I was consistently thinking in my head, is this worth it? Am I wasting my time? Well, once again, after persisting, I finally did it. First, I popped the Accomplished and the Elite trophies for finishing all missions with an S rank, the Collector trophy for obtaining all the blueprints and key items, and finally, after repeating the last mission one last time, I popped the Executed trophy for completing all mission objectives. And of course, the Platinum trophy popped with it. Thank God. This lengthy platinum took me over 200 hours over the course of 2 months, with idle time, of course.